Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the other side of the corner and welcome to your latest Chelsea news. Quite an interesting and shocking stat in regards to Robert Sanchez. Some of you guys might be aware of it, some of you guys might not be aware of it. We're going to talk about it. There's quite a lot of information, some commentary, some quotes that are floating around in regards to Enzo Maresca. Cucurella has some really nice things to say as well, which we're going to dig deep into. Some talks in regards to Caicedo and Pedro Neto. You're going to enjoy it. Before we get stuck into all of the news, ladies and gentlemen, take a moment right now, take a moment, smash the like button if you're here for the first time, subscribe, hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content. We shall have a live, hopefully, God willing, tomorrow, where we're going to talk about a few things in detail, especially Enzo Maresca and how we've been so far. So do look out for that. Let's now get in on the news that has dropped over the last 24 hours. Robert Sánchez, we start things off here. No player has committed more errors leading to goal than Robert Sánchez in Europe's top 5 league this season. 3. Ladies and gentlemen, Robert Sánchez is a big talk of the town. A goalkeeper situation at Chelsea Football Club is a huge talk in town. The problem is some people tend to believe in him, some people don't. Me personally, I'll be absolutely honest, I think he's an okay goalkeeper, but overall he's not a long-term goalkeeper for Chelsea Football Club. If anything, I think he needs to be the secondary goalkeeper. For some reason, Enzo Maresca has been quite public and quite open about the fact that he's backing Robert Sánchez. Whether he's doing that to build up the goalkeeper's confidence or whether he genuinely believes in him, we shall see down the track. I tend to think he's just building up the confidence of this goalkeeper. I don't really think he truly believes in Robert Sánchez. I think, look, prior to coming to Chelsea Football Club, I think Enzo Maresca wanted the Leicester goalkeeper. So look, ladies and gentlemen, this is a big problem for us. We don't have an elite goalkeeper. There are matches where Robert Sánchez pulls out magnificent saves and he saves our backside literally all by himself. And there are matches where, because of his mistakes, it directly causes an issue for us. He's too shaky. I never ever feel completely confident. I always feel so vulnerable moving into any match when Robert Sánchez is in the goal. Not because he's not a good shot stopper. I think overall he's a good shot stopper. It's his ball playing ability, which is meant to be his strongest suit, is where I feel really a little bit shaky about. He tends to just distribute the ball sometimes directly to the opposition, which then leads to a goal. It puts immense pressure on the defense. And recently, the match against Arsenal, if you just focus on that one, I know that's the most recent one, and I don't want to talk about recency bias, but that match, honestly, I believe he should be saving a shot that's that's near post to him. You cannot be beaten in your near post. Far post, so be it. Kudos to the attacker, but near post, you can't be beaten like that. But the match before that, where he gave away the penalty, I truly believe that was Wesley Fofana's mistake. So look, there are times where he makes a mistake. There are times where I feel the defense puts him under immense pressure. But overall, I don't think he's the answer. The problem is, this is where Chelsea directors and scouts have probably not done a good job, man. We brought plethora of goalkeepers and not one of them is an elite level goalkeeper. Jurgensen, he performs in the Conference League and I still have doubts about him. And look, he's young, so he's only, it's going to take a bit of time for him to develop. So ladies and gentlemen, let me know your thoughts. I think the longer we persevere with Robert Sánchez, it's probably going to cost us in the long run. So I think he's a secondary goalkeeper. I don't think he's an elite number one. That's my 2 cents. And the stats are saying that. These are damning stats, man. The most in Europe's top 5 league. Come on, man. We need better at Chelsea Football Club. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, Enzo Maresca on Instagram. The journey is long, but the direction is the right one. Thank you all for supporting this fantastic club. Look, ladies and gentlemen, as I said, I want to do a live stream, a special live stream tomorrow. Hopefully, God willing, we get the time to do that. We're going to talk about Enzo Maresca in detail in this, the final international break for this year. The next one is quite a long way away. I believe it's in April next year. How do we feel about Enzo Maresca? Has he has he done a good job so far? Has he been a little bit conservative? We want to talk about that in detail. Look, what I will say is that he talks the talk and he walks the walk as well. He's a serious individual. I love the way he's been talking in the press conference. I love how ruthless and brutal he is in his commentary towards certain players, or even from a tactical standpoint. He seems to be educating the fan base quite a lot. I think he makes some really, really bold selections as well, sometimes dropping people like Reece James or whoever else, and then introducing different types of solutions, system. Obviously, we've recently seen the Malo Gusto in half spaces. Sometimes we see Cucurella in half spaces. It's not been working out because the execution's poor, but tactically you understand what he's trying to do. 5 in defense, 5 in attack. What can he do? Sometimes against Arsenal, I even saw 2-man defense and 3 just in front where Cucurella goes into midfield for the build-up. So it's a 2-3 build-up. Sometimes you've seen that as well. So look, he comes across a very good manager. He comes across, and I've said this, I think finally we've hit a particular manager that we need to hold on to. A lot of people are putting immense pressure on him to make top 4. And look, I understand from that perspective as well. I fully get it. Me personally, even if he comes 5th or 6th and then builds on that, I need a manager that can build on this season's performance and then take it next season and really become a serious, challenger next season for the title, for the Premier League title, and in all fronts. So yeah, a lot of people will say if we don't make Champions League next season, it's a disaster. I hear you, but there are flaws in our team. There are flaws in our team that I don't think Enzo Maresca can just simply fix. There are some fundamental issues which I think belongs to the personnel that we have. So, ladies and gentlemen, look, I like this little quote from Enzo Maresca. The journey is long, but the direction is the right one. It's nice. We are 3rd moving into this international break. And let's see what happens after this international break, where there's a lot of favorable fixtures. That's, I think, when we can truly judge where Enzo Maresca is taking this team, because basing the performances we've seen so far against better teams, you'd think we should have comfortable victories in the upcoming fixtures. And I know Premier League doesn't give away any comfortable victories. I understand that, but I want to see exactly what Enzo Maresca does, because we should have a team that should be superior to the opposition. And if we can maintain to be 3rd by the end of December, come January, I think then we can seriously talk about finishing in the top 4. But so far, I'm liking what Enzo Maresca has done. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, John Obi Mikel. Credit to Maresca. He makes the big calls. He's not scared of making the big calls. And this is what a manager has to do if you want to be at a big club. If you want to become a big manager, top manager, you have to be ready to make big decisions. That's something that I think that cost England at the Euros, because Southgate wasn't big enough, strong enough to make the big decisions. When he was supposed to make it, he kept on going with the name. He wasn't strong enough to make the decision, big decision. But that's something that Maresca has done since he's been in the football club. Yeah, look, Enzo Fernandez is one. Reece James recently was not participating against Arsenal. Sancho was dropped for 2 games. Tactically, he's making big calls. He really is, and that's something that he got correct yesterday, because Reece hasn't played a lot of games. This comes from John Obi Mikel. Yeah, look, he is leaving out Ben Chilwell as well. So he has made quite a lot of big decisions. I'm pretty sure he's doing that in conjunction with. Not all of the decisions, but especially the ones where he's leaving players out from the squad and whatnot. I'm pretty sure he's doing that in conjunction with the sporting directors and I'm sure owners and whatnot. And let's see if he can continue making some of these big decisions. Big fixtures coming up after the international break, leading up to the December period. Big decisions will need to be made. João Felix and Nkunku, he's been so far leaving them out in the Premier League. Can he slowly integrate them in, or is he going to continue with that policy of not introducing them, which will still go down as a huge decision, because the club has spent quite a lot of money investing on these players. So he's been paid to make these big decisions. And recently, Enzo Maresca has said, I get paid for doing this type of job. So let's see where he takes us. Cucurella on Maresca. He's a top manager. He's bringing new ideas. Every day he tries to teach us, and we want to learn. We have a lot of different things to improve, but I think it is part of the project, and there is a long way to go. Fantastic commentary from Mark Cucurella. We started a new project with a new manager and new ideas only a few months ago, so we need to be proud of the performance. We need to keep going at this level. If we play hard and train hard, I think we can do good things this season. We have top players and top young squad with a lot of ambition. I like this. I truly feel, honestly, Cucurella is one of the leaders at Chelsea Football Club. There's a notion that's getting floated around. Is he the best left back that we've had after Ashley Cole? Look, I think that is probably a little bit premature. Azpilicueta did a damn good job when he played left back for Jose Mourinho, where Jose said, if we have 11 Azpilicueta, yeah, we're going to win the Champions League. Look, Cucurella is splendid. He's spectacular, to be honest. He's sensational. I'm so glad the player that I saw at Brighton, I was so excited about to get him at Chelsea Football Club. I was so disheartened when he was linked and so close to going to Manchester City, and then somehow we managed to bring him to Chelsea Football Club. I remember that live stream that I did. It was all songs and dancing, and one of the best streams that I had. I think there was more than 1,000 at that time, and I think that ended up getting 1,000 likes as well. So I know the player that I wanted from Brighton, right? It was just sad, the tumultuous situation that happened with the new ownership and Thomas Tuchel being sacked, and he had personal issues as well, adaptation to a new team. But I'm so glad late last season, even earlier on last season, he was getting thrown around to be sold to opposition teams. Man United was very close to getting him. I'm so glad by the end of last season, Pochettino found a solution with him, inverting. And since then, he never looked back. Euros champion, and now he's one of the main players at Chelsea Football Club. And he's none of those stupid errors that was happening earlier on in his Chelsea career, where he would lunge in and he'd miss the ball, and defensively we get screwed. Now he's so strong defensively, and on the ball so strong. I love it. I just hope his next challenge is in attacking areas. Can he contribute with goals and assists? Because he does play as, although with Maresca he's a little bit more in midfield, but whenever he does get the chance to bomb forward, I want him to become a lethal weapon. I think that is the next thing that he'll probably try and incorporate in his game. But I love it, man. I love all of these talks from Cucurella. He seems to have a lot of praise for Enzo Maresca. Mark Cucurella continues to say, we've finished now in the top four before the international break, so I think we are starting to do things well. It's early and we still have a lot of games to play, but we need to be proud of the job we've been doing and keep working hard, because the league is long and we want to stay on top. I like this. Look, we can sit here all day long and criticize, but this at the end of the day, we also at times need to praise that. Look, from where we were last season to where we are this season, it has been good improvement in terms of the structure of the team, in terms of the system of the team. We don't see too many basketball games like last season. It was chaotic. This season seems to be a lot more structured. And overall, you can see that the team has a lot more belief. Last season, there were times where when you were behind, that's it, you were behind it. And not many times you'd come back from a score that's negative towards us. This season, you can see the players, they don't put their head down. They keep continuing to work hard, and they maintain the structure that the manager wants. So, look, yes, it is early days, but at the same time, we are on track, and hopefully after the international break, we continue in that manner. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, Jonathan Mikel on Caicedo. Watch him play for Chelsea. He's the boss. He's the man. The way he walks around the pitch, his demeanor, the arrogance, the way he carries himself. You can tell this is Caicedo's team. He's the man. He's the number one player on the team right now. Look, for me, 150 million midfielder. There's no doubt about that. There's all of these ridiculous prices that gets thrown around. This is actually a midfielder, a player that is sensational on and off the ball. He's now not just lunging into tackles. He's making supreme level tackles. He's making key tackles. He's winning the ball, the duels, the second balls. He's passing, he's assisting, his vision, he's scoring goals. He is sensational for us right now, Caicedo. And there's no better midfielder, in my opinion, now that Rodri is obviously injured. Declan Rice. You remember the time when people used to talk about Declan Rice, and now you can see even Arsenal fans are getting a bit dissatisfied with Declan Rice. I always knew this. Declan Rice was always going to get trumped by Caicedo with his ball playing ability. I think both can be equally good off the ball. I think right now Caicedo is even superior to Declan Rice off the ball, but on the ball is where Caicedo makes all the difference. And he's starting to look like a leader. Honestly, he's another leader. We are slowly building the next generation of leaders. He is also looking like a leader. He is at times captain when Reece James is not around and Enzo Fernandez is not around. I love it. I love it. And he's just as important for Ecuador, and he's bringing all of that maturity and all of that leadership now slowly into the Chelsea game as well. The way you saw his demeanor, as John and Mikel said, against Arsenal. He was definitely the boss 100%. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, Chelsea's co-owner Baghdad Iqbali played an instrumental role in bringing Pedro Neto to the club. I love it. Thank you, Baghdad Iqbali. I know we don't praise you, all the time. We've got a lot of criticism towards you, but this, ladies and gentlemen, is a sensational piece of business. For me, Pedro Neto is the best summer signing of this season. Forget about Chelsea. Of this season in the Premier League. The best summer signing in the Premier League so far this season. 100%. Pedro Neto is the complete winger. What can he do? On the ball. What's his best position? Means everywhere. Everywhere is his best position. Whether it's on the right, whether it's on the left, whether it's in the middle. He can literally play everywhere. His dribbling, his pace, his technical ability, his close control. Everything. Shooting, crossing, passing, and then throwing his off-the-ball work rate. The way he recovers. Oh, man, I'm getting hard talking about this. I really am. I'm getting hard talking about this. The way he recovers, the way he tackles, the way he wins the ball back and he starts a counter. Sensational, sensational. Chelsea Football Club, Baghdad Iqbali, take a bow. Honestly, this was a brilliant, brilliant acquisition. And I hope to see Pedro Neto continue in this vein. I think he's going to become, in terms of stats-wise as well, I think he's going to become one of the most important players at Chelsea Football Club. And in terms of injuries, I hope he can stay injury-free because it will go a long way. If Pedro Neto stays injury-free for us for the rest of the season, I'm telling you right now, we will make top four. We will make top four. Even though I think there are flaws in our team, and I think, look, 5th and 6th is more realistic in my personal opinion. But if he stays fit, I think it'll go a long way for us to being top four. Ladies and gentlemen, let me know your thoughts about everything we spoke about. Hope you guys have enjoyed this. Smash the like button if you're here for the first time. Subscribe. Hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content. Until next time, take care. See ya. Bye.